So I just realized that I've been talking without my mic on, so that's a great way to start. But I just wanted to, I guess it doesn't matter since no one was watching yet, but I was giving a background. I am an avid watcher of Mr. Beast and I love his channel. I think it's great and very entertaining, and I just came across one of his older videos that I hadn't seen before where he's actually reading the B movie script, and then every time the script says B, he repeats the word, but he has this additive effect where he goes back and repeats all the previous ones. So I was like, there's one for B, so why not give a little bit of love over to ANTZ and do the same thing with this movie script. So I'm super stoked to be doing something that's completely pointless, but if you guys want to watch, then by all means, I'd love to meet some new faces. And also, I just wanted to let you guys know, as you can see, I will add 1 ant for every subscriber. I'm not expecting that to go up too high, but you know what, shock me, make my life a little bit harder for me, I'm all for it. So I'm just gonna dive in and start reading the movie script, and we're gonna see what happens. All my life I've lived and worked in the big city, which is kind of a problem since I've always felt uncomfortably in crowds. I feel isolated, different. I've got abandonment issues. My father flew away when I was just a larva. My mother didn't have much time for me. When you have 5 million siblings, it's difficult to get attention. I feel physically inadequate. I've never been able to lift more than 10 times my own weight. Sometimes I think I'm just not cut out to be a worker, but I don't have any other options. I was assigned to trade school when I was just a grub. The whole system just makes me feel insignificant. Terrific, you should feel insignificant. For the first time, I should. Yes, people ask me, Doctor, why are you always happy? And I tell them it's mind over matter. I don't mind that I don't matter. Do you get it? Do you get it? Z, we're part of the fastest growing species in the whole world. The counselor rolls down a chart from the wall. An arrow shows... Okay, I gotta get used to reading the script first of all, because I keep reading the parts that don't matter. This is my first time, clearly. Ask me why we're so successful, Z. Why are we so successful? I'm glad you asked me that question. What do you see out there? Ants. Ants. Right, ants. Ants, ants. Millions of creatures, each with his assigned task, all pulling together. You see, being an ant, is being able to say, hey, I'm meaningless, you're meaningless, but I've always felt like life was about finding meaning, and then sharing it with someone special, someone you love. Z, you need help. Whoops, we're gonna have to stop there, your minute is up. Now back to work, we've made real progress. Remember, let's be best superorganism we can be. Hello? Earth to Z, you better snap out of it, or there's gonna be a lot of pissed off ants. Ants, 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 ants. Sorry, Azteca. Here you go, fellas. Fresh dirt. Alley-oop. Shouldn't we be wearing gloves? I mean, this dirt is very dirty. Doesn't anyone think of hygiene? Boy, am I hungry. I'm so hungry I'm seeing double. It looks like there's 2 million ants. Ants, 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 ants in here. When's lunch? Tomorrow or the day after? Z, old pal. Shut up, it's bad enough there's a food shortage without you complaining about it every day. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. No, Z, the squeaky wheel gets thrown away, alright? You're a good ant. Ant. Z, even though you're a pain in my rear segment, I don't want to see anything happen to you, so quit mouthing off before you get in trouble. Thank goodness, break time. All the ants, put down their tools. A beat, then the whistle blows again. All the ants, pick up their tools again. Breaks over. This colony needs another tunnel like a hole in the ground. Why are we even digging this thing? Who cares, Z? All I know is we gotta dig. We're not the ones in charge. Stairs. Cut the chit-chat down there. We spoiled these workers, Carpenter. They've never had it so good, and listen to them. Always grumbling and complaining. Yes, sir. What have they got to complain about? 3 square meals a day. Actually, sir, we've cut them down to 3 roughly rectangular meals a week. Don't give me statistics, Carpenter. I know what I'm talking about. Doors. Oil that, soldier. Ah, General Formica. General, the severe food shortage that faces the colony pains me. The thought of any of my children going hungry. Who's the cutest whittle worker? You are. Yes, you. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Ship her out. What steps are you taking to remedy the situation? We are launching a major offensive to expand our foraging territory. Yes, what else? Please don't worry, Your Majesty. Leave the worrying to me. As you know, I'm not an ant. Ant. Half measures. I don't pussyfoot around. This crisis is my #1 priority, and I promise you it's being dealt with swiftly and decisively. No snacking between meals. Off you go. Now, what were we saying? I do not recollect, Your Majesty. Will that be all? Yes, General Formica. Carry on, my good man. I don't know what we would do without you. Princess Bala, sir, your fiancé. Princess, you look outstanding. Is there anything I can do for you? Well, I thought since we're getting married, it might be nice if we got to know one another. Bala has always been a hopeless romantic, General. It's just that, well, I'm honored that you selected me and everything. I just thought the marriage might go a little more smoothly if we had a conversation. Conversation, yes. Well, wasn't she briefed? Look, General, a darling baby soldier. Don't try to be a hero. Just make sure you come back in one piece. Next. I'll take your suggestion under advisement, Princess. In the meantime, General, we have to talk sometime. Very well, Carpenter. Is there a convenient time to talk via relationship? Actually, sir, we're ahead of schedule. We have 36 seconds available right now. Outstanding. Princess? So, how was your day? What did you do? Well, I declared war. Oh, and I was afraid we had nothing in common. 1450 hours, sir. Duty calls. He strides across the floor. No squeak. Outstanding. I felt the same way before I got married. Confused, scared. You did? Yes, but I did my duty and sorted out all those messy feelings. The wonderful thing about Ant life is that everything is arranged, even marriage. You're lucky. General Formica is a paragon of anthood. Yes, he's wonderful. The General's body segments are so symmetrical. I'd let him order me into battle any day. Princess, what's wrong? Wrong? How could anything be wrong? I'm going to marry General Formica and be a queen and have millions of babies just like my mom. Do I look flat to you? Pre-wedding jitters. You just need to blow off some steam. Let's go to the bar at the Royal Club. The club's so stuffy, I want to try someplace different. There isn't any place else, except the worker bar. The worker bar, yes, that's where I want to go. But we can't, there will be workers there. We declared war again. Are you scared? I'll be back. Ouch, ouch. 2 aphid beers. Did you see that? How he gave you the beers, not me? I'm telling you, he's got something against workers. I don't know what you're talking about, Z. Come on, everybody dumps on us workers. You soldiers get all the glory. Plus you get to go out into the world, meet interesting insects, and kill them. Yeah, but you get to spend all day with those fabulous worker babes. Weaver, they're career girls. They're obsessed with digging. No, I'll probably never meet the girl for me. Who said there was a girl for you? I was talking about a girl for me. Do you want your aphid beer? I can't help it. I have a thing about drinking from the anus of another creature. Call me crazy. Z, we've known each other a long time, right? Of course, you were born 2 seconds after me. And all the time I've known you, you've been grumping and groaning. You should quit making waves. Go with the flow. Weaver, I'm an insect, not a liquid. Down the bar, there's a commotion. Have you been to Insectopia? Have you? No. You damn larvas, but I have. Mosquitoes and caterpillars and beetles, all living in peace, stuffing their guts with food. No rules, no regulations. You can be your own ant there. Ant. It's Insectopia. Insectopia. Hey Weaver, listen. I was cut off from my unit, found it by mistake, changed my life. You see, you follow the great yellow egg and you come to the land of red and white. You've had enough for one night. Come on, Gramps, before you get in trouble. Hey, did you hear what he said? Poor guys had one too many scouting missions. We shouldn't be doing this, it isn't proper. I'm the princess, aren't I? Of course. And the princesses do improper things? Of course not. Then if I go to the worker bar, it isn't improper. Anyway, don't worry. No one will recognize us in our disguises. I'm just a common worker cooling off after a rough day. Okay, folks, it's 6:15, and that means it's time to dance. Time to cut a rug, Z. I'm not in the mood. Even when they're off work, they follow orders. Well, you just sit here and be a party pooper. And a left, right, quarter step, back step, half step. A left, right, quarter step, back step, half step. A left, right, quarter step, back step, half step. I'm going to ask one of these mindless primitive worker types to dance with me. I know the handmaidens are appalled. Bala rolls away from them, sets her sights and searches for the crowd, zeroing in on Z, who's watching the other ants dance. I know I wasn't supposed to read that, but I did. So, since I did, I'm gonna say it. Ants, 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 ants. What a bunch of losers, mindless zombies capitulating to an oppressive system. Wanna dance? Bala's standing right there. Z is instantly smitten. Me? Yes. I mean, just let me finish my beer. So, how come I haven't seen you around here before? I work in the palace. I don't get out much. The palace, huh? I bet those royals really live it up. Of course they're all little, you know, from inbreeding. What? Now let's see. It's been a while since I think you... Here, I'll lead. Are you sure this is a real dance? Well, actually, I'm sort of making it up. Really? Why should everyone dance the same way? It's as exciting as watching fungus grow. You're right. You think I'm right? You can't. I just do whatever I want to do. Why can't I just go wild? Yahoo! Hey, watch your step, worker. You watch your soldier or worker friend will beat you up. Oh, that's okay. I'll let him off this time. Are you crazy? This guy's built like a pebble. You know they do great prosthetic antennas nowadays. Aren't you gonna stand up for yourself? How come you don't dance like the rest of us? Because I'm an individual. An individual, never heard of it. You look like a worker to me. Hey, lay off, my little buddy. Princess Bala, Princess Bala. Princess, you're a princess? The police are coming. Uh-oh. Goodbye, gotta run. Wait, when can I see you again? Let me think. Never. Bye. Wait, princess, wait. Get real, Z. She just dropped the scarf by accident. Are you kidding? There were sparks between us. This scarf is a sign. It's a sign that you're crazy. Do you know what the penalty for impersonating a soldier is? What's gonna go wrong? I take your place for a royal inspection. Bala comes strolling down the line. She sees me. Bingo. Love is rekindled. And she takes me up to the palace for a little tea and crumpets. And you take your place again and go march around to your heart's content. You have to help me, please, Weaver. Think of all the things I've done for you. I can't think of any. Well, I'm gonna start doing things for you. Will you introduce me to some worker girls? You bet. They'll really go for a sensitive guy like you. Maybe I'll get lucky. You know, Z, I wouldn't do this for anyone but you. Wear this. You're a real buddy. Yeah, I know. What do I do? Don't tell anyone you're a worker. Follow that column over there and come right back after the inspection. Thanks, I owe you. Any of you guys know when the princess will show up? She's kind of a personal friend. The soldiers look at Z like he's nuts. Martial sound music. We can hear thousands of ant feet. Ant, as they snap to attention. Z imitates the soldier's awkwardly. General Formica struts to the middle of the extreme, slapping his thigh with a swagger stick. Some unfortunate insect. I'm just gonna read everything. I think it's just easier that way. First of all, let me make one thing clear. Nobody ever won a battle by thinking for himself. All this thinking stuff is a load of crap. If the Almighty had wanted you boys to think, he wouldn't have given you huge mandibles and a brain so small you'd misplace it if it wasn't trapped inside your head. In the audience, Z starts laughing. He thinks Formica just made a joke. Trapped inside your head, that's a good one. Z notices nobody else is laughing. He stops. Geez, tough room. From the stage, Formica is squinting at the audience, trying to make out who was laughing, but there are just too many ants. Ants, 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 ants. He continues. We ants. Ants, 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 ants. Survive as a species because what we do, we're told. We survive because we work together as one. We get the job done. We do whatever it takes to persevere. Oh, we're not an army of ants. Ants, 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 ants. One giant ant. Ants, ant, 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 ant. With a giant fist and giant jaws, the soldiers cheer. Z cheers along with the rest of them. Z to a soldier ant. Ant, 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 ant. Next to him, him. Lays it on a little thick, doesn't he? If you ask me, he's one giant bore. Now I've heard a lot of sucklebutt about a few sortage. Well, you boys are going to be taken care of, but in the meantime, we're going to eat the enemy for breakfast, we're going to eat the enemy for lunch, and we are going to eat the enemy for dinner. Geez, and I forgot my toothbrush. Damn it, I'm proud to be an ant. Ant. And I know each and every one of you boys will do your duty. Dismiss. Z applauds and whistles to other ants. Ants. Look at him in confusion. Bravo, bring on the princess. Stow the guy there, soldier. Let's move him out. The soldiers turn to the right, start to march out past the reviewing stand. A colonel marches ahead of Z's column. Z's arms out for the princess. Eyes left. Finally, as Z's part of the army pass the end of the reviewing stand, he sees her looking bored standing next to the queen who is giving the royal wave. Z, Princess Bala, hey, it's me, Z, I've got your scarf. On the reviewing stand, Bala sees Z. That is to say, she is one of thousands upon thousands of ants. Ants, marching by. Who's that idiot? Darling, you must encourage the troops. Wave. Bala waves unenthusiastically, a little more than flopping her hand back and forth on her wrist. Down below, Z takes this sign that Bala has seen him. Excuse me, guys, that's my date. Well, it's been fun. Have a great war. Z tries to squeeze his way back towards the royals, but he's surrounded by a solid wall of soldiers, and they're carrying him along with them. Hey, wait. Z loses sight of the princess as he's carried away. A hard as nails grunt soldier, Ant taps Z on the shoulder. You new kid? I just joined up, but I'm quitting. I got a trial membership. Trial membership? Kid, when you join this ants army, you're in for the full hitch. At that moment, Z is swept off the cramped corridor. They've been marching along as the army emerges in the open air outside of the colony. Exit Ant Mound. Mound night. It's a starry moonlit night. The shadows crowd around the panicked Z, who looks up at the sky and we see the army in the march. Wait a minute, there's been a mistake. I've got to get back to the colonies. Z starts to fall out of line, but Barbados looking corner starts him. Barbados, are you crazy, kid? They shoot deserters. He swallows hard. Barbados, you just stick by old Barbados. He'll watch out for you. What's the matter, kid? Leave a girl behind? Yeah, well, no. She's kind of playing hard to get. As a matter of fact, she's playing completely unattainable. So what's on the schedule? A brisk walk, a foraging expedition? No, we're going to attack the termites. Attack? But I hate attacking. It's so hostile. Around Z and Barbados, the ants. Ants start marching, start up a marching song, which we intersperse with dialogue between Barbados and Z to form a montage time cut as the army marches onto the termite capital. We ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah, we slaughter termites just for fun. Hurrah, hurrah. So these termites are a little shy, retiring insects. No such luck. Those dirty terms are five times bigger than us, and they shoot acid from their foreheads. We ants go marching two by two. Hurrah, hurrah. We'll all be dead before we're through. Hurrah, hurrah. Montage shot of an ant. Column marching diagonally across the screen, fading into another column marching diagonally downwards across the screen. Well, what exactly does our platoon do? Serve beverages, process paperwork? Our platoon has the best assignment of all. We're the first in the battle. We ants, oh my gosh. Ants are marching three by three. Hurrah, hurrah. Dead ants. Ants is what we soon will be. Hurrah, hurrah. Montage shot of Z's column crossing a bridge composed of living ants. Ants, 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 ants. Whew. All of whom look extremely uncomfortable as they're getting stepped on. So we're going back for more armor, right? I mean, these guys are from outer space. How are we supposed to beat them? Superior numbers, kid. Z looks up to see looming high above them the termite city, which is built in the stump of a dead tree. From here, it looks like a demonic Mount Fuji. Colonel Ant. Shouts an order. Attack the front line of ants. Ants, 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 starts rushing towards the termite colony. Z is swept along. Over the top, Z is swept along the side of the stump with thousands of ants. This is gonna kill me. Ants, 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 ants. Invade the colony through every possible entrance, up over the lip of the stump and down inside to the very middle of the termite colony, into a disquietingly peaceful scene. They're in the middle of hollowed out trunk, and ants. Ants, 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 keep pouring in. But there's not a termite to be seen. Barbados looks around suspiciously. It's too damn quiet. Then we hear a strange tapping noise. Barbados looks over and sees that Z's teeth are chattering with fear. Don't be scared, kid. Barbados has got your back. Maybe they went out for an evening. Let's leave them a message and head home. Light it up. A nearby soldier ant. Ant, 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 ant. Take a firefly out of his knapsack and pinches him. The firefly, yelling yap yap yap, shoots into the air like a flare, lighting up the interior of the stump with eerie shifting luminescence. Then we notice hollowed into the inside of the stump like innumerable pop marks, termite holes starting out upon the stump, and with an unearthly roar, we see the first of hundreds of termites emerging to pour into the center of the tree, right onto the ant army. Ant, 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 ant. Oh, they're here. Keep your head down. Within moments, he finds himself in the middle of a bloodbath. The ants. Ants, 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 have broken into the colony but are taking heavy losses from the gigantic blind acid-spewing termites. The battle scene is a sprawling and chaotic something out of Braveheart. In a few quick shots from Z's perspective, we see a squad of ants. So we are at 40 ants. This is my 40th one so far. Ants, 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 ants. And a quick update too, just for now. Let me finish this. A squad of ants rushes towards, and that's the ants that I just did, towards a termite soldier, but are literally melted into smoking heaps of flesh by a jet of acid from its forehead. Okay, so I am at the bottom, I'm at the bottom of 26, about to be on 27 out of 79 pages, so it's actually going by pretty quickly, I feel like. A termite warrior is overwhelmed by a crowd of ants. Ants, 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 ants. Actually, I think I did an extra one, but there you go. And is pulled into pieces with hideous ripping sounds. Another termite warrior takes an ant. She soldier one-on-one and slowly crushes his head in his huge jaws. That does not sound pleasant. I've not even watched this movie, and the script is kind of weird, so I don't even know if I want to watch the movie now. Guys, this isn't too late for all of us. Let's just talk this over. Just then, a termite bursts up from the ground and turns to face Z. Z is dwarfed by his hulking, roaring, drooling monstrosity. Wait, please, acid makes me come out in spots. Could I just say I have always had the greatest respect for your species? I mean, eating wood, why didn't I think of that? The termite rears getting ready to melt Z when, oof, he's knocked backwards by Barbatus. You saved my life. Don't get all sappy about it. As Barbatus and some other soldiers kill the termite, the colonel strides up to Z, puffing on a cigar. I love the smell of formic acid in the morning. Look out! A stream of termite acid engulfs the colonel, instantly burning him to cinder, clutching still burning cigar. Z's paratroop buddies turn in terror as see the herd of termites rumbling towards them. Z, terror behind, dives into the hole that the huge termite made. Excuse me, I seem to be lost, and I was wondering if you could give me, before Z can say directions, the queen gives out a piercing, blood-curdling shriek. The nurses start shrieking too. I'll let myself out. But the queen's shriek has summoned a soldier termite, the biggest one we've seen yet, who is charging headlong at Z, jaws snapping open and shut like huge scissors. Shoo, Toro! At the last moment, Z jumps out of the way and the termite runs headfirst into the supporting column of the chamber. As if on a spring release, the termite's jaws clamp shut and shatter the base of the column. The walls of the room begin to rumble. The termite turns to eat Z, but is crushed by a stone falling from the ceiling, which gives a final shudder and collapses, raining earth and stones down on the queen. As the walls of the chamber crumble, melees of ants and termites pour into the room from the corridors round and above. They keep struggling until he's killed their queen. Hey, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. Victory! We can see that the termite warriors, deprived of their leader, are suddenly confused and directionless. Easy prey for the ants. This is terrific. Let's exact crippling war reparations. Let's set up to a puppet government. Let's slaughter them all. The ants. Set about killing the disoriented termites when we hear another rumble coming from outside. The ants look up confusedly, and from the ants. Point of view, 500-foot long tongues burst through the top of the chamber with a crash. The 10 or so ants standing directly below are smashed by the tongue, which squirts out a spray of saliva around the crater. As quick as it appeared, the tongue retracts with hideous slurping sound. Incoming! Z, over here! Barbatus? Z looks down at his feet where Barbatus is still living. Decapitated head is looking up at him, shocked. Barbatus! Be honest, kid. Am I hurt bad? No, you're looking good. You've got good color in your cheeks. No, I can see it in your eyes. I'm a goner. It's alright, Z. And this ants... army. A soldier's life ain't worth a sack of fungus. I can't feel my legs. Hang in there, buddy. You can make it. Just take deep breaths. I'll try to find your body. It's got to be around here somewhere. I wonder what was it all for? Barbados, hang on. Barbados, don't make my mistake, kid. Don't be a grunt your whole life. Barbados dies, leaving Z heartbroken. Hey, slow it down, big boy. You're making the rest of us look bad. How come I haven't seen you around here before? I'm new. I was born yesterday. Tell me about it. Nobody told me digging was so much fun. You pick up the dirt, you move it, you pick it up again, you move it again. Lots of repetitions. You exercise the forceps and the pinchers. Yes, I see what you mean. While Azteca is checking out the hunky new worker, work has effectively stopped. Clouds are piling up behind Weaver. A foreman comes driving down the line furious. What's the holdup here? Weaver whips the shovel to his shoulder and salutes as if he's dealing with a superior officer. Sorry, sir, I was just having a little chat with my friend. You said... Who said you could have a chat? You're not a chatter, you're a digger. Shut up and dig. Leave him alone, he's new. You too? Well, just for that, you lose your day's rations. Now get back to work. The foreman heads down the line, shoving and berating the other workers as he goes along. I don't know what came over me. Talking back like that? I must be going crazy. I'm sorry, I forgot. Sorry I got you in trouble, but listen, you can share my rations. Are you asking me out to dinner? No, I mean, yes. I mean, if you don't have other plans, I'll make myself available. Listen, better watch out. The back talk. I clearly can't talk. Want you... That's a typo in the script. I don't want you to end up like the guy who used the work next to me. I'm afraid he got downsized. Some guard ants. Ants. Are looking out across the sandy main entrance to the hive. Look, they're back. The army's back. Alert the colony. The other ant. Starts ringing a bell, rushing down into the colony. A huge crowd is forming, eager to welcome the army back. A band is striking up a triumphant victory song. Confetti and streamers are being thrown as General Formica strides in, followed by Carpenter. The army's returned! Our brave boys are back. Everyone waves little flags as the tuba player, and Z walks into the hall, looking bedraggled and exhausted, his helmet hanging over his ears. The band slows to a halt. At the edge of the crowd, Azteca, sitting on Weaver's shoulders, can just about see over the crowd. It looks like only one soldier made it back. Poor Z, I should have never let you go. It was horrible, a massacre upon a massacre. First we massacred them, then they massacred us, then it was halftime. I've never seen such violence, such bloodthirstiness, such bad manners. I'm the only one that made it. 1-0, we win. The band strikes up again and everyone cheers. No, you don't understand. Damn, I'm proud of you, boy. I wish I had 100 ants. Of your caliber. The world would tremble. Now time for some R&R. You're invited to the Royal Victory Party. Royal Victory Party? Will Princess Bala be there? Of course. The entire royal family will be there to honor you. 1-0. Renewed cheers as Z is lifted onto the shoulder of some of the soldiers who stayed behind. Wait a minute. That's no soldier. That's Z. Z? Our Z? The little guy made it. Z is following Formica away from the cheering crowd. Son, you're an ant. After my own heart, a warrior. An ant. That looks looks Death right in the face and laughs. Well, I generally just make belittling comments and snicker behind Death's back. So tell me, fellow warmonger, do you think Princess Bala likes men in uniform? Well, she better. She's engaged to one. Me? Engaged as in you're getting married? Affirmative. So you two are in love? And love? I'm just a plain old soldier at heart. I'll tell you what I love. The field, blood, death, orders, and the company of other warriors. Wow, what a spread. You know, there's a food shortage in the rest of the colony. Yes, and do you know why there's a food shortage? Not enough food? Negatory. Too many ants. Ants, 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 ants. And while we soldiers go out there and fight and bleed and die for the colony, the namby-pamby workers live it up back home. Well, I don't think living it up is the right term. How about working themselves to death? I tell you, son, sometimes at night I see myself in battle, fighting a horrible, faceless enemy with the future of our whole species at stake. And always the dream ends with each of us plunging his sword into the other's heart. Oh hey, that's great. I think I see an old war buddy over there. It's been fun chatting. Good luck with the hallucinations. What do you call it when 10,000 workers are killed in a tunnel cave? And who cares? They're workers. The officers laugh, but Bala looks bored in this stuffy social scene. But don't you think the worker class is the very foundation of the colony? I mean, without them, who would we stand on? You're the hero of the recent termite campaign, aren't you? Well, if single-handedly vanquishing the enemy and slaughtering a whole nest full of termites makes someone a hero, yes I am. Z reaches for a tray of canopy, I don't know what that is, with a waiter is carrying by and knocks the whole thing clattering to the ground. And you are, I'm Princess Bala, oh yes. Well, charmed, I'm sure. So, Princess, have you ever danced with a hero? Yes. Oh well then. One more won't matter. All these parties are so marvelously alike. They should be, but there's something funny about that soldier. May I cut in? Oh, of course. No, General. I'm dancing with a war hero. Sorry, General. I've always had this animal magnetism. You dance? Divinely? No, weirdly. You remind me of someone. He was swarthy, primitive, earthy, sensual. As she says these things, Z tries to act accordingly. He was a worker. I danced with him at a worker's bar just the other day. I'm not shocking you, am I? No, as a matter of fact. Oh my gosh, it's you. You're a worker. A filthy, stupid, disgusting worker. Everybody gasps. The dancing stops cold. Gee, could you say it a little louder? I think there are some ants. Ants, 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 just to make sure, for good measure. Not sure if I would have cut it off 10 earlier or not. In the next, I'm going to start that sentence again. Gee, could you say that a little louder? I think there are some ants in the next colony who didn't hear you, so I just did all the ants for that one. I can't dance with a worker. That's not what you said the other night. Quiet, shh. At the worker bar, you were pretty hot to trot then. Shh, shh. A livid formica is stalking over towards them. What's this? A worker has been masquerading as a war hero? Well, it wasn't a masquerade, really. It was more what I'd call a clever ruse. Arrest him. Can't we all settle this like adults? We're not larvae anymore. Oh my gosh, he's taking her hostage. No, I'm not. I mean, nobody move or the princess gets it. Stay back, you lunatic. Do you think I don't know how to use this? Z realizes that he's pointing his finger at them. Uh-oh. The officers rush forward, and Z, with Bala in tow, follows backwards into an open, marked garbage. This is thoroughly unacceptable. You're telling me. She gets up and runs back towards the colony entrance, where soldiers are already issuing to get her. I'm coming. But just as Bala's about to be rescued, what looks like a gigantic laser beam sweeps along the rim of the colony, sizzling the ground as it moves along, and ignites the lead soldier into flames. Bala looks stunned. Oh man, did I miss any there? No, I didn't. Z watches in horror as another soldier, Ant, I lost my spot. Where was I? Oh no! Oh, I found it. Okay. It's fried, and we look up and see the gigantic magnifying glass casting the beam. We can just make out about the huge, grotesque figure holding it. I'm going. What was that thing? How should I know? I order you to find out where we are. Alright. I'll try to get directions from one of the locals. Z tries to flag down some passing bees. Excuse me. Pardon me. And they call the social insects. Climb up that tree and get a better view. Bala points to a thin blade of grass. Gingerly, Z tests the grass and starts climbing up it. But this weight bends it so that he's lowered back to the ground, face upside face with Bala. I'm gonna put a little bit of a brief pause on this because I'm curious and want to make sure that things are going okay. Yep, okay. I've been kidnapped by a village idiot. Who's the bigger idiot? The idiot who gets kidnapped or the idiot that lets herself get kidnapped by the idiot? How dare you speak to me like that? I'm the princess. Theoretically, yes, but is the monarchical hierarchy applicable without the underlying social structure to support it? Of course, it defines society. To deny the precept is to say that order is an arbitrary distinction applied by society itself. But can there be a society composed of just two ants? Ants. No, there's no such thing, just two ants. Oh. You never see just two ants. You see a million ants. I'm gonna have to say this a million times by the time I'm done. Look around, sweetheart. I hate you. Well, I guess that makes us even. Ha, don't make me laugh. You're crazy about me. That's why you lied and cheated to get near me. Oh, come on. You're the one who came after me. The swarthy, earthy, sensual worker. I was slumming it. I danced with you because you were the most pathetic specimen in the place. Is that the same standard you used to choose General Formica? I didn't choose him. What kind of idiot would choose who she wanted to marry? She shakes herself out of it. Now, worker, you shall take me back to the colony and have your head cut off and stuck on a sharp pole. Well, that's an appealing offer, but considering the options, you go back, me, I'm going to Insectopia. Insectopia, you stupid worker, that's just a fairy tale. Yeah, well, I have it on a reliable source, that it exists. Now you follow the yellow egg, that direction. Worker, come back here now. I've got a name, it's Z. That's not a name, that's just a letter. Worker, oh worker, where are you? Z, wait for me. Bala heads off after Z. I tell ya, I'm getting sick of being yelled at. What do you want? We're just workers. You know, you're not just workers, you can be whatever you want to be. Look at Z, he started as a worker, then he became a soldier. That's right, he slaughtered hundreds of termites single-handedly. I heard about this guy. He crashed a party at the palace, then he took the hike a hike with one of the royal babes, and when they tried to stop him, he just looked at a couple's guards, and they burst into flames. You're nuts. How could a worker do all that? Well, because he's more than a worker. He's a, what did he call it, Azteca? Invisible. No, an individual. What's that? Well, it's someone with his own point of view, someone who does what he wants, not whatever he's told to do. Someone who follows his heart, right? Because every ANTZ, important. But that would mean I'm important. I'm out of here. This sounds like trouble to me. But more ants. Are gathering around. We can all be individuals just like Z. Water, water. Actually, water sounds amazing. I'm gonna go grab a thing of water really quick. You guys, I should have gotten that right before I sat down. Oh man. So the current count right now, I'm up to 63. Let's see here. I don't know if it's going to let me. I'm just gonna wait. I was thinking of putting the count on the stream, but more than likely I'll probably mess it up if I try to do that. So we're just gonna keep rolling with the punches here. Water, water. Oh, you already said that. That's really what it says too. Like, it's water, water, and then again someone else says water, water. Oh, you already said that. So just letting you guys know that. My skin's dry, my exoskeleton is cracking. I wish I'd never met you. You ruined my life. I ruined your life. Look, I was perfectly happy until I met you, alright? I was miserable, but I was happily miserable. Look out. We're going to die. Come on, it's gone. What are the chances of that happening again? Well, I'll be. Why didn't I listen to my mother? Why did I have to go looking for trouble? Any ant. I think that was right. I'll do another 10 just to be sure. Would have given their left legs to be in my position. What's wrong with me? Want a list? Wait, I hear something. It's water. This lake is huge and so close to the colony. Think of the vacation potential. Cut me down softly so I can take a nap. Listen, princess, you can't order me around. Out here, you're not the boss anymore. Out here, you're just... Out here, I'm just what? Help! Stop fooling around in there. Let me go. I'm going to be rescued soon. I'm going to be rescued soon. I'm going to be rescued soon. Princess, has it ever occurred to you that they're not going to rescue you? General Formica won't let me die out here. I'm his fiancé. Look, how many other princesses are there? 5,390. No, about 5,400 by now. And only you can become a queen? Well, no. But, so what makes you so special? Well, I'm the oldest. Bella turns from Z. She's thinking things over, realization dawning on her. By 3 seconds, she looks out into the grass forest. You're right, there are as many princesses as there are blades of grass. Damn it, this tunnel is priority A1. We can't afford any delays on this project. I've never seen anything like it. General, well look. Z. A worker moves forward to join the strikers, tossing down his tool. Where do you think you're going? Get back to work. Buzz off, I'm important. Z. At the center of the group, Weaver and Azteca are holding hands, leading the chant. Notice the big one? Holding hands with the female? Well, who notices workers, sir? No one should have to. Have him brought to me. So this Z, he fancies himself an individual. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know really, sir. Well, now you haven't fallen for this silly idea of individuality, have you? Oh no, sir. Good, you're a good soldier. Thank you, sir. Weaver begins to relax a little. So tell me, where's Z? I have no idea, sir. Okay, son. We know what makes an ant. Can be an individual. No single ant matters. Matters, right? That's correct, sir. Not that one, or that one. No, sir. Or that one. Her life doesn't matter, does it? Don't tell me that tight-ass anything, Weaver. Wait, just let her go. He's long gone anyway. Following some golden egg to Insectopia, you'll never catch him. Insectopia, huh? See why individuality is so dangerous? It can always be used against you. If this sissy here wants to dig, he'll dig. Send them both back to the tunnel project. Double their workload. What do we have on this Insectopia? Scattered reports, sir. Rumors. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Get me ant. Team 6. Ant. Team 6. I swear, we've passed this blade of grass 3 times. Face it, Z, we're lost. We must have walked halfway across the world by now. How did I get into this mess? Come on, tell me there wasn't just a little something between us that first night at the bar, the night we danced. What difference does it make? We're both going to starve to death or get squished or get set on fire. The land of red and white. We found it, Insectopia. Look at all this food. You were right. See, it's beautiful. Let's dig in. There's some kind of force field. Muffy, look, party crashers. They're simply too much, Chip. You down there, haven't you ever been to a picnic? Huh? Habla inglés? Inglés? Yeah, habla inglés. Well, I really don't know who they are. We're ants. Poopsie, we know some ants. Don't we? Are you related to the Fifth Avenue ants? Darling, do you have to talk to any insect from off the street? Just being friendly, Poopsie. Hello, I'm not just any insect. My mother is the queen. I'm Princess Bala. They're Euro trash, dear. Lunch. A little piece of advice. Sport bob and weave. Bob and weave. What do you mean? Well, like my father used to say, there's no such thing as a free meal. The wasp dive into the picnic, darting in for a bite, and then dashing away again. Excuse me, I'll have some potato salad. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. After you. I sort of imagined Insectopia a little differently. Oh my gosh. Muffy, wake up. Why? But Z, also looking up, has no time to commiserate. Bala, look out. Muffum. She rises, the person wearing it steps away, and we see that Bala is stuck on the ridges of a waffle-soled sneaker adhering to a big piece of bubble gum. Z, help me! Bala! I'll never see her again. Z, get me out of here! These things always come in twos. He sees a second shoe starting to rise. Take me to your leader. Whoa! Bala, come back. Z, I'm stuck. Yeah! Really trying here, you guys. Z, you're here. Yeah, I'm here. Z, if we don't make it, I just want you to know, yes, this is all your fault. The sneaker rises and seems ready to fall again, but instead it just hovers there. We're safe. Who the hell is that? Ant. Some weird way to come back in. Team 6, take him out. And don't come back, you sissy. Talk to me. Z and the princess were here, sir. Signs of a struggle. Let's get a read on that pheromone track. Oh my gosh. Whew. This is starting to take a toll on me, you guys. Get the sniffer. Bala. Find Bala. No, yeah. No. That was me impersonating a tracker, by the way. Got him. 10 clicks from here. Z, you dirt-digging, fancy-dancing, wisecracking, royalty-grabbing rebel scum. I'm coming for you. You are one dead ant. Mister, let's move. Go, people. Go. Come on, Z. Forget it. You go ahead. I give up. I don't know what I was thinking. Insectopia. There's only one thing worse than an ant. Who goes around mindlessly following orders, and that's an ant. Who's too dumb to go around mindlessly following orders? What's with the bummer attitude? Yeah, nobody stresses out in Insectopia. Did you say Insectopia? Z, we made it. Come on, the nectar's fine. Yippee! Ah, surprisingly, the termite seems equally terrified. Fly! Hey, take it easy. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, well, I make it a practice not to trust anyone who shoots acid out of their forehead. Dude, here in Insectopia, we don't judge people by how many arms and legs we've got. Yeah, back home they called me a fruit fly, but here I'm known as Superfly. Anyway, Big Gus is mellow. The termite sticks his hand out, a drop of acid drips from his head and splashes at Z's feet. Charmed. Z reaches out and shakes the termite's hand as Bella watches, smiling. So you never did tell me what made you come out to the worker bar that night. Just looking for fun, adventure, trouble, I guess. Well, Trouble is my middle name. Actually, my middle name is .985, but I don't tell people. Hey, Bala, I actually have something of yours. You left it at the bar that night. Sorry, it's been through a war, not to mention everything else. You held on to it all that time? Well, I know it's a little strange, but I thought it might come in handy if I needed a scarf someday. Well, to be honest, I just liked having it. Hey, Z. Want to bring back dessert? There's a 30-foot long blimp in the next can, made completely of chocolate. Sure, I wasn't busy or anything. Z gets up to go with him. Great time, you guys. Ever wonder why they call you pests? Yes. Talk to me. I've got a read on the princess, but target Z isn't accounted for. Let's move in. What if, like, we're just these tiny little things and we're just, like, part of this whole other huge universe that's, like, so big we don't even know it exists? Man, that's so deep. Everybody down. Alright, you hippie scum. Make one move and I'll exterminate you. Stop. You don't understand. I don't have to understand, Missy. I've got orders. Now, where's Z? Man, your girl is fly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Bala? I guess she's okay, you know, for a princess. I mean, I usually date queens or, you know, empresses, because sometimes the lesser nobility are too much in awe of my smoldering sensuality. Please stop me if I'm making you feel inadequate. They throw down the M&M, which lands with a thud. Z notices that the rest of the insects look spooked. What's the matter? This place is as cheery as a Roach Motel at checkout time. Bella's been kidnapped. Some flying ants. Ants, 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 ants. Took her back to the colony. She's been kidnapped, but I can't live without her. I'm going back. I've got to go. I've got to get her. Who will come with me? I'll go. You? I know what it's like to lose someone. I keep hearing the sound of Muffy's flapping wings, so I'll take you. Let's go, pal. Geez, I feel like a real stink bug. Wow, I never saw things this way. Things look so close together from up here. There's the desert and the lake. It's not far from the colony at all. Sorry, turbulence. Princess Paula, good. Where's Z? He's dead. You don't have to look for him anymore. He was eaten by a praying mantis. It's a shame he died prematurely. I was hoping to kill him myself. Well, you'll never be able to hurt him where he is now. I miss him already. You miss him? Why? Because he's twice the ant. That you are. I can never go through with marrying you. I'm an individual, and when I get married, it'll be to someone I choose. Princess Bala, I'm just a simple old soldier, and the ways of the feminine mind are a little too complex for me, but one thing I know is there are more princesses where you came from. I just hope they're not all like you. In the meantime, maybe we can arrange for you to see Z again after all. Good luck, Z. For a wingless insect, you're alright by me. They shake hands and the wasp flies off. How am I going to get in? The place is crawling with soldiers. You there, worker. Don't bite. I surrender. What are you doing out here? All workers are to remain inside the colony by orders of General Formica. Well, if you insist. Very impressive, General. Wave that flag, you maggot, which we see are being handed out by Ant. Team 6. Is there anything wrong, Your Majesty? The Queen is looking around unhappily. It's just how I miss Bala. I wish she were here for this special moment. She is, Your Majesty, she is. Geez, this place really empties out in August. Where is everybody? Z, I smell Z. You smell me? Well, look, I've been out in the wilderness for a while, and... Hey, wait, you're one of those pheromone sniffers, aren't you? Maybe you can help me. I'm looking for a friend of mine, Princess Bala. Bala, yeah. Find Bala, yeah. Just remember, I met her first. Yeah. Bala's through there. Bala, yeah. Great, more digging. This is why I left in the first place. Z, Bala! Z, you came back. Why do they have you tied up here? There's something going on, Z. They're having a ceremony to open the mega tunnel. Bala, that lake we found, I think the tunnel's right underneath it. Formic is going to flood the colony. That's what he meant when he said there were too many ants. ANTZ has its ants, 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 ANTZ has its ants. Oh no. Z, what are you doing? I know it's crazy, but I can't just leave. Don't argue with me. If I've learned anything, it's that the problems of two people don't add up to a hill of ants. ANTZ has its ants, 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 ANTZ has its ants. In this world. Or beans, something like that. Anyway, I've got to warn the others. Head for the surface, Bala. If I don't make it, well, we'll always have Insectopia. Z, wait for me. Your Majesty, I'm afraid matters of state keep me from attending the ceremony, but General, this tunnel is your baby. You're sure you can't stay? Afraid not, Your Majesty. Goodbye, Your Majesty. Very well, General. I know you. All work and no play. Alright, let's move out. In the name of the colony, I declare this tunnel open. Stop! Bala! Mom! Listen up, we've all got to get out of here. This place is going to flood. Are you nuts? You've got to believe me. Oh yeah, what makes you so special, Mr. Know-It-All? I'm Z. You're Z, give me a break. Z's 10 millimeters tall, and he can kill termites with his bare hands. You're just some scrawny worker with a mental problem. I am Z. No, you're not. Yes, he is. Weaver. Hey, it is Z. Listen to what he says. I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it, pal. Oh, it's that social climbing worker again. What's he want? To save you all. Now we've got to go. Let her rip. Listen, he's right. Let's move it. You there, stop, I say. There's no way out. We're all going to drown. What can we do? Dig. We've got to dig a trench around us. We don't dig anymore. We're individuals. Yeah, we're too important to dig. You taught us that, Z. You hate digging. Yeah, but I hate drowning more. Now dig. You heard the ant. Dig! Sorry if I just blew your ears out. That's it, pass the dirt back to the center. Go on. Your Highness, time to get your hands dirty. We need to form a scaffolding around this mountain. Let's do it. Now climb. Okay, boys, take her up. He did it. Z, 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 Z. Z, I should have known. All that work, all that preparation come to nothing, all because one stinking ant. ANTZ has its ant, 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 and ant. Alright, which one of you is Z? What are you, deaf? I asked you, where's Z? Folks, you may have survived the flood, but there's no way you're gonna escape from me. I'll make you a deal. I'll hand over the rebel leader Z and you survive. But if you don't hand him over, you're all going to die, each and every single individual one of you. What shall it be, workers? Have it your way. Wait, I'm Z. I bet that's an epic moment in the movie. Now, no, I'm Z. I'm Z. No, I'm Z. I'm Z. I'm Z. I'm Z. And so is my brother. I've been Z for weeks now. We are Z. I am Z. I am Z. I am Z. Attack! Hey guys, it's them. Are these hooligans giving you trouble, Z? Say the word Z and we kick their butts. What are you doing? Attack! Come on, you yellow bellies. Don't just stand there, Carpenter. Make an example of yourself. Actually, we are outnumbered, sir. Ah! Help me. Please, I can't swim. Help me. I thought you said that the life of one ant. Just in case. Doesn't matter. I guess it does to the ant. Sir, if it's any consolation, I still think you're completely worthless as an individual. So that's pretty much it. Just your basic simple worker overthrows the government and winds up with the princess kind of story, you know, where was the big parade and everything. General Formica was almost unemployable. He eventually got a gig as a honeydew keg. The Queen asked me to take over his job, but I said sorry, but I'm really not the general type. I'm more the specific type. So they gave the job to Weaver instead. Weaver cut the defense budget in half. Now we only have an army of 5 million. And me, I guess you could say that I've lived happily ever after. I mean, I've got the whole package, right? A great life, a beautiful wife, and a few kids. A few? Well, so nothing's perfect, but you know, I wouldn't change a thing. Whew. That is the entire script, you guys. That is the entire script. My voice is raspy. I want to get a rough calculation of how many times I said ant. I need some water. Okay, let me see here. So it was 84 times that it came up. But, you know, doing math, as math is, it'll actually be easier because I need to do a permutation. Let's see here. Trying to find a calculator online that lets me do permutations, because I'm not going to sit here and write it out. Or is it permutation, or what is it? The factorial, duh. I was thinking of that earlier. It's 84 factorial. So I need a factorial calculator. I was even thinking of that earlier. I don't know why I forgot. It's a factorial, not a permutation. Okay, so I need a factorial calculator. We're gonna do this because I'm like super stoked. Oh, maybe it's not a factorial though. Oh yeah, because you don't need to multiply them, because that's what factorial does. I'm like out of it. I'm so dead right now. I'm not thinking about things correctly. I'm gonna figure this out. How do you calculate going down? Like, how to calculate starting at a number and adding the numbers that precede. Is that like a... I'm flunking right now. I'm just gonna do it the long way then. There's no one watching right now anyway, so I'm just gonna do me. Plus 82 plus 81 plus 80. I can't believe I just sat there and did that whole script. I'm like, I've never even seen the movie. Like, comment below if you've seen the movie. It sounds like it's like semi-adultish. I was a little shocked with it being like a cartoon movie, that it was saying some of the things that it did say, but I guess that's just the way that movie is. I'm having to do this the long way, so if you're curious to know how many times I've said the word ant from the script, stick around for just, you know, a couple of minutes and I'm gonna have a number for you guys, because it's not gonna be a small number, that's for sure. Probably won't be as large as the B movie one though. I know for a fact it's not. But yeah, it was fun. I don't know, I got the urge to do that today. It just dawned on me in the shower, because that's where I sometimes just come up with ideas, and I was like, there's an ANTZ movie, so why not do the same type of thing with that as the B movie that Mr. Beast was doing. And so I'm almost there, you guys, I promise. Like having to type each of these in individually and put a plus sign after each one, because I can't remember the quick way to do this mathematically, because I've not had to do things like this in a long time. So 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you gotta add the total number on top of that. I said ant over 3,700 times. Oh, over 3,700 times. That's crazy to me. Oh my gosh. That's just insane. Over 3,700 times I said that. Just that word, you know. It actually doesn't take that long to read a script. Like, it really doesn't. I know my live stream says an hour and a half, but I turned it on about 10 minutes before the live stream started, before I sat down. And the fact that it was on for that long is crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know. I find that to be a bit insane. But thank you guys for stopping by to listen to me ramble and say ants over 3,700 times. Appreciate it. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.